Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about AVGR. So this is going to be a technical analysis and then the latest news and then what I think is going to happen to this stock and how you'd play it forward. Please make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe and leave your notifications on for this channel to get the latest out of these videos. So here on AVGR, we get to see a bit of more interesting things. The 1 hour perspective, of course, is a little bit different and I'm going to go a little bit in depth. The stock has ended a little bit under the 200 SMA, which is a bearish sign. Still, moving averages look good on the 1 day. That's going to change soon. I'm going to explain why. William percent R is oversold at this point, and ADX is sitting in at a strong trend, which was an uptrend. The MACD here does show a little bit of a decrease there and a reversal happening. Now, on the 1 hour perspective, and due to latest news that came out, and I'll explain in a second, the stock has seen a massive dip of around something 30, almost 30%. MACD seems to be decreasing fast. ADX does support that a strong negative trend is forming. The stock moving average just turned all bearish, and you get to see a momentum here that is absolutely lost. And you get to see a William percent R here that is sitting a little bit at oversold. Now, we're going to be looking into how we're going to be playing the stock. Now, what I'm going to do quickly here is 1 month, 1 day, and you get to see the price of the stock should be trading based on this moving average. Usually it's trading above there, but it's 0.59 to 0.48. Now, when we look into the 1 hour perspective, we get to see that it is below that. So it's below the moving average band, and you do expect it to see that it's actually going to jump back forth on it. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is Fibonacci retracements. To find where supports and resistances are, current support is at 47, and then above that is almost around 48, and it goes 1 cent above. There's a massive dip here, so I'm going to explain first the news, and then I'm going to talk about supports and resistances later on. But before we do so, I want to compare something quickly. We get to see here on the trend line, and we're going to fix it up to just about around here. We get to see that there has been a decrease on the stock around 41% from the day before. 41%. Now, we're going to be doing the same thing because it's very much similar news. And we get to see that it has dipped almost 40% from where it had started. Now, from where it had started on during the day, the stock has dipped actually quite. Double check if it's actually 40%. It was 40% at some point. It actually stabilized. The current price is sitting in at almost 28% down. So now going on towards where the news are, and that's the most interesting thing, is that they filed a 424B 5 form. So what is a 424B filed form? It's basically an increase in terms of their shares. Basically all shares of common stock, and I'm going to read here quickly, just quickly here. The share of common stock will be sold at a share price to equal of that MT per share of common stock. Our common stock is quoted in NASDAQ capitals under symbol AVGR. And so this is basically almost a warning for an offering to come. Some companies never go through with it, and you find them that their offering falls a month after. But this company has done this before, not a long time ago actually. I believe on the 4th, actually it's this one here. On the 3rd of August, they did mention an offering share price. Last common share, the stock was 44.61, and then the offering price was 38 cents the next day, and that was shared. So we wouldn't know if there's in fact an offering, and there's a very high chance that there tomorrow morning is going to be an offering. We don't know yet what the price of that offering would be. It could be something, let's say here, you're looking at 685. You could be looking at something where it could be 0.5, but I really doubt it. Usually it does take a hit, so it's probably going to be somewhere in the lower region. So moving now forwards, how would you be trading the stock? But before doing that, let's take a quick look into institutional owners and buyers and transactions to see previously to that offering how investors felt. Now, it has been a lot of hold. There has been a bit of dumping here and a bit more purchasing in shares. So it's a little bit mixed, and they didn't know exactly what would be coming up for the stock. Now, moving on to how I would play this stock, and this is very interesting in terms of my risk assessment. I usually have very low risk tolerance for plays. Now, Last time it did bottom out somewhere around 5-6 a.m. and then right off shot off the back. My gut tells me on this one is that I should hold. Sorry, I should hold from buying, so I wouldn't buy at this point, even though it dipped massively and there was a lot of it was due to a panic. But we've seen that panic before. The candles look very much similar. And you've seen a green afterwards, and it looks kind of almost identical. But this one is a bit more, has a bit more, perhaps an overreaction, and that's basically what you're betting on. You're betting on, well, what's the offering price going to be? And usually it is lower than what the reaction is. That's just based on experience, but for all we know, it could be higher. Now, is that a bet that I want to take 95% of the time? No. I would wait until see what the offering price and then assess it in the morning. Now, Ed, what if I bought around this region here or somewhere in the middle and I'm on a loss? If I was you, I would consider selling my position at the spike, which is around 0.50 cents. And then buying it later on in the evening. And you know tomorrow's probably going to be running because there's a lot of people on the stock, a lot of quote-unquote trade goers and whatnot, and different investors and different stock. Twitter and Discord is all over it. That AVGR is a big thing. And it is, based on my previous DD, you'll find that. Now, I wouldn't touch it until the morning, and I would definitely consider what the stock price is. If I had a position, I would definitely consider selling my position at this point, just in case it does actually dip earlier. Or here's the thing, the price could be higher, but an overreaction comes in once the form gets out, notifications are sent out, and automatically they do a market sell. The price dips down quite a bit. Stop orders, stop limits. Well, smart extended markets, that won't happen, but people just instantly sell as seeing the price falling down. That is another potential. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.